today we have something special for you. We have had this event page up for a little bit, and this is the interview with JDog, the franchise. It's a junk removal company, and it was built pretty much exclusively for veterans. And it was built by veterans. Heck, they even have the old logo from one of the units that I was in a long time ago. So we've essentially crossed paths at some point in time. So this is actually very, very interesting, is because this system was built for vets by vets. And I'm a broker and consultant that helps people and helps vets. So all the way around, these are people you can trust and people that are working with you to make you successful. All right. And today we have James, and I'm going to show you up James here real quick. We're going to display him. There we go. We got James on. How you doing, James?
Pretty good. Thank you.
Well, how's everything going for you today? How's business been?
It's booming. I mean, every day, you get something new, you get something interesting, and we're staying busy. It's awesome. It's a good problem to have.
We're talking about this. We're talking about vets stepping into this concept. Can you describe what this business is about? All right. Can you describe what it's about? Overall, who is going to be right for this business? But most importantly, can you just go ahead and take us through what this business looks like, and really overall a sex appeal that kind of drove you to stepping this way and actually working for them?
This is the only military veteran, owned and operated brand in the country. And we reach out to veterans and their immediate family members, and we get them owning their own franchise. And this business model itself is unique in the sense that it's recession proof, and you're not investing in real estate. There's the startup cost compared to any other franchise that you would get are just they're next to nothing comparatively. And it's an incredible opportunity because you've got the veteran mindset, and any veteran will tell you they got some pride, and they work hard, and they break their backs, and they've proven their salt time and again. And we give them the opportunity to take that same motivation and drive and dedication to their work and to their families in order to become successful. And it's in this day and age, retirements are not exactly guaranteed, outside of the military, obviously, but you offer them a military owned and operated brand, and research has shown that folks are going to choose that. And so there's so many different things that are appealing. And the thing that really got me up here was it gives you an opportunity to help veterans, and I wanted that whenever I figured that I was going to get out of the military. That was something that I was interested in doing. And this is it's a godsend. And it's an awesome opportunity to be able to change veterans' lives, for the better, and leverage that talent that they have, that frankly, corporate America and 99% of the other employers out there, they will fail to leverage those types of capabilities that veterans have.
What is junk removal? Have you talked about, or have you learned about the industry so far? I know you've only been out about 2 weeks, but can you tell us a little bit about the industry? I mean, I've paid attention to it for a little bit, and there have been several big companies to be built off of the junk removal platform and that industry, and they've done exceptionally well. There's a lot of money I know to be made in junk removal, and the business model itself is very, very welcoming. Now, granted, it's junk removal. It doesn't have a big sex appeal, but I guarantee you, most people change their minds about really the sex appeal of this kind of company when it comes to your presentation of this model and how it works with the background and how we can leverage our background to help us in business. Well, can you talk about the junk removal industry a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. The junk removal industry, I mean, there's two main sectors of it: commercial and residential. And so we'll start with residential. I mean, you have people that you got a garage that has a bunch of stuff that you've accumulated over the years, attics, backyards, take whatever example you prefer. That type of accumulation, I mean, that'll occur, when your kids are growing up, when, we got the baby boomers retiring, and, there's a lot of moving parts with that. And there's a lot of things that come up that, people just frankly don't need. And one thing that's unique about the junk removal business is that you have the opportunity to either repurpose or recycle any, or not anything, but a lot of a vast amount of stuff that you acquire. And for example, you can go and, let's say you pick up a table, a piano, or whatever, but it's not particularly junk, but it's just that family just doesn't want it. And so you can go and you can donate it to Habitat for Humanity. You can donate it to Goodwill. You can donate it anywhere. And, we can get a receipt for that and bring it back to the customer and say, hey, if you're interested in writing that off on your taxes, that's perfectly fine. So moving on to the commercial side of the house, I mean, goodness gracious, I mean, you got companies that go up and they go down, and each time that happens, if they grow or if they fall, there's a lot of moving parts again, and I'll give you an example. There was we did a warehouse, and it was a huge warehouse, and it was a bunch of books. Well, obviously, you're going to clean out that warehouse, but all the books that you have there, that's a huge opportunity to donate, and we did. And it's a really, really good industry to be in if you like, helping other people organize their house, like just kind of like taking that burden off of other people. And in addition to that, you help out the community. You're able to essentially do charity work because you're able to donate these kinds of things. And, again, one man's trash is another man's treasure kind of thing. It might not be junk, but it has a lot to do with word of mouth, and it has a lot to do with, we call it guerrilla marketing. It's very interpersonal. And one thing that you'll absolutely be guaranteed to have is, a capability to develop relationships with people in the community. And we have one of our guys out in Shreveport, Louisiana. He's got himself a little league baseball team that he sponsored. And, it's that kind of community outreach, and combined with, essentially the work that we do, it's very, very interpersonal, and you're very, connected into the community. And,
what are some of the good points that you can say about the franchisees, and what are some of the franchisees? What are they looking to do? Where do they get their revenue streams? I mean, what does this look like? What is the light at the end of the tunnel with this business?
Well, the one of the good things about this business model is it gives you the opportunity for expansion. And I'll give you an example. We have a franchisee. His name's Mike O'Neill, and he just opened up his second location. Now, the territories themselves are structured in a sense where you get a certain amount of homes and a certain amount of businesses that are incorporated into your area. And if you choose to expand out from there, you can certainly purchase other locations. And so going back to Mike, that's exactly what he just did. And he's firing that up. So that expansion, I mean, he's building that empire essentially himself. And he's doing phenomenal. And each additional territory that he acquires, it's a whole new ball game. And it's a brand new opportunity to, implement the lessons that you learned from your first location, and just continue to be successful. And with that growth comes hiring. And so Mike is huge on hiring veterans that, could work for him. And his supreme motivation, and, I look up to him, and, his supreme motivation is to put as many veterans to work as he can. And so I think that by itself it's worth its weight in gold. This is something that you can pass on, and Mike's got kids, and I know I keep on going back to him, but I'll give you another example. You know, we got Wendell. You know, his whole family's involved, and so that's something that he'll be able to pass on. And you know, you're able to you'll operate it in the beginning, and as you grow, you take on a more of like an administrative, like a supervisor role. And you know, the more people that you hire, the larger you're going to get, and it will change over into, you know, something that you're going to be able to look at and, you know, see that you built, and just have that kind of humbling feeling that you're able to help other people not only like declutter their house, but you're also employing people. And it's the American dream. It really and truly is. And with this model that we have, it's just I don't know, I can't say enough good things about it.
Can you tell me a little bit about who you're looking for as far as the best franchisee? All right, that's something that's kind of a key, because we work with I work with veterans in a manner of bringing them through the process to discover which company is going to be best for them. All right, so some of the things that a lot of my clients really want to know is this going to work for me? What kind of people are they looking for? See, so those are some of the questions that I have to answer and that a lot of people want to know. So what kind of franchisee is going to work for this company? Who are you looking for?
Well, specifically with the franchisees, we have the standing requirement, you know, military veteran or an immediate family member, first and foremost. When it comes to the individual himself, we're looking for anyone. I mean, there's folks that are upset with the current situation that they're in with their employment. So we have a guy out in Sacramento right now, Roseville. I keep on getting corrected. He always says Roseville and doesn't let me say Sacramento. But so he's out in Roseville, California, and he's deputy sheriff. And he was not satisfied with his job, and he wanted another opportunity, something where he could control it. And it's, you know, like it's the whole like being able to control your own future. And so we're looking for people that, you know, have that certain drive, that are, you know, they're being underutilized, or they are frustrated with, you know, their job for whatever reason. And they need to understand that, you know, as a JDog franchisee, the entire reason why I was brought on was to make sure that they were successful. You know, there's no incentive for me, you know, there's no monetary incentive for me to make them successful. It's simply, I want to see them do well, because I care about them, because this veteran underground thing is very, very powerful, and it's very, very tight knit. And, you know, it's just somebody who has the drive and the focus, you know, that they need. And they need to understand that, you know, granted, a lot of these people haven't owned a franchise before. These aren't like, you know, guys that have done it and, you know, like just decide to move on. And we do have a couple that have owned their own business before, but it's not there's no requirement to have all this knowledge, because we have a set, you know, like an operations order that, you know, we're used to having in the military. You follow it, you're going to be successful. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I preach a lot, and what we try and forward through and forward thinking is, you know, okay, you're coming out of the military, but you don't have the background knowledge in junk and in removal and in business, but that's okay. Yep. Because we're going to set you up with a company that can help you do that. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and that's what you guys do, and that's one of the points that I thought you got across, and that I kind of want to refresh on. It doesn't matter what personality you're coming from. It doesn't matter, in this case, what you know, what MOS you're coming out of. If you put your all into it, you're good. Okay? Yep. You're gonna, as long as you can follow a system, as long as you can follow it, you're gonna be good.
Yeah, and you know, the support network that exists, yep, you know, here in Berwyn, is we're not stationary. We're on the move. Like next week, I'm going to be visiting Dallas, San Antonio, Georgetown, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Columbia, South Carolina, all in the span of 5 days, just because I want to go out there and want to check on my boys, you know. And this is something where, you know, saying I'm just a phone call away. You hear that a lot. I am a phone call away from showing up at your doorstep the next morning if you need me. So
okay, well, that's good. That's good to know, because that's a hell of a support network. And if you're looking, if guys, if you're in the military and if you're looking for that kind of support, I guarantee you're going to want it, especially at the beginning. That is what I try and find all my clients, military and non, especially if they're hopping into a new industry. That banks look at that in a big way too. So, James, one of the things I wanted to ask you was, what are the requirements for stepping into your business? Okay, I know I can pull up and I can do a share screen real quick. I'll show you what ends up, your business looks like. But what are some of the requirements for stepping into it? That's always a question I get. Like I get a lot of questions about, what do I need? What does it take? What do I have to have? And that's never really a flat level surface, because there's so many franchises out there. Mm-hmm. But in this case, in your franchise, what are the requirements? Flat level.
For our franchise fees are $25,000 franchise fee, and that's quite low. If you do some research on it and see it, it's very, very low. In addition to that, we do not do a royalty program based on your sales. They're flat royalties, and so the first year your royalties will be $800 a month. And it doesn't matter how much you could do $1 million in sales, in 1 month of your first year, you only pay us $800 a month. And then the next year after that goes to $1,200. Then next year after that, I mean, it'll climb. And right now we have it capped out at $2,000. So you can be in business for, however long, and you'll only pay us $2,000 a year. Now, within that territory that you can have as many trucks, have as many trailers, anything that you have going on, but you pay the same for one territory. Also, we use the truck and trailer design. So we have H2s. Get yourself a truck, and you have to wrap that truck. And you see the logo behind me. That's essentially what your truck will look like. A mobile version of what's sitting right behind me. And so the trailer that will be towed behind that truck is also going to be, wrapped in it. We'll have the logo as well.
If you're doing this, thanks for watching Franchise Talk. Please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share us on social media. We are committed to assisting you so that you find franchises without the frustrations of internet searching and sites selling your information before you even get a chance to talk to franchises. If you want to simplify your life and have someone to facilitate your information collection, I'm here to be your personal resource and one-on-one coach. If you would like to be a guest on the show, to ask franchise bigwigs questions, or contact me for franchise support, check out for my contact information below down in the description. Thanks for watching.